Hello friends, our today's question is subsequence. Okay, so what is given in this question is we are given two string s and t, and we have to return true if s is a substring of t and otherwise false. Okay, so what subsequence is? A subsequence of a string is a new string that is formed from the original string by deleting some, can be none of the character without disturbing the relative position of the remaining characters. Okay, so like in this example, what subsequence here they are indicating, like from t, whether we can form s by deleting some of the character of t, okay, without disturbing the relative sequence of the character. Okay, so like in first example we can see s is abc and t is ag ahbgdc. Okay, so here what is the, like, a is present here, like if we delete h. Okay, so this is example. So we are having t and we are having s. So if we delete h, b and g, so what we get, oh sorry, we don't have, if we delete h, g and d, so what we get, abc. Okay, so yes, by deleting h, g, b we can get a, b, c from this t. So s is a subsequence of t. Okay, in the next example, a, x, c, and here a, h, b, g, d, c. Okay, so x is in the s but h is not only present in t. Okay, so the s is not a subsequence of t, so here we have written false. Okay, so what basically here it is now, like we are given an string, we are given an string t, and we have to find whether the another string which is given to us as s is a subsequence of this t or not. Okay, so we have seen that subsequences, like if we delete some of the characters from this string, so whether we are able to form this string or not. Okay, so we have to check this. So in that case we have to maintain the relative order, like if it would have been b a c, so like bac we can form from this, but the relative order of this is not there, because in this string a is present first, then b, then c is present. Okay, but in this string b is present first, so the relative order is not preserved. So that is why we cannot say that s is a substring of this tree, because it is strictly mentioned in the question, like without disturbing the relative position of the remaining characters. Okay, so this we have to do. So like we have understood the question, like what we have to do now for the approach of this. So what we can do here is, like, we have to use two pointer approach, as we are solving the problem section of two pointer approach. So we have to solve this using two pointer approach. So in the previous video we have seen like what two pointer approach is. Like we are having two, we are using two pointers, like variable like front and end, and we are using these two like these two pointers or these two variable to resolve to solve our problems. Okay, so the same we will do. What we will do now, we will have one pointer that is pointing to the first string, and the other pointer which is pointing to another string, and we will check if the both the characters are equal, then what we will do, what we will increment these value, like we will increment both the values of these pointer. Okay, so what we will do, it will point to h, and now it will point to b. Now in other case, if these values are not matched now, so like instead of deleting these element now, like it is given like we can remove some of the element, but in real we are not removing those elements, we are just checking for the equality, and if they are not equal, we are just moving this pointer to the next position. Okay, so what the same we will do, if they are not equal, we will move this pointer to the next position. Okay, so now our pointer will point to b. Now again these two are equal, so again we will satisfy our first condition, so those both the pointer will move one step forward. Okay, so now it will point to g and it will point to c. Okay, now we will check if whether g is equals to c. No, it is not. Okay, so what we will do, we will increment this pointer, so it will point to d. So whether it is equals to c, no it is not. So at we will our pointer will move to the last, so it will be pointing to c. Now we will check if these two are equal. Yes, it is equal, so both the pointer will be incremented. So like in this case, if we are having this as I and this as j, so I value will be I will be incremented to 0 1 2 3, so I value will be 3. Okay, so I value, now we will check, now be like in case like okay, so if we have finished off with this but we are having one more character here as E, so okay, and we our loop will terminate either either j reach to the length of the t, or either I reach to the length of the s, because in both the case, like if here this t is not having any more character now, then there is no profit of being having any character at s, because it will definitely not be present in this string, so our result will be false. In the same way, if it is having extra if it is like it is done, if abc is done and we are not having this extra character e, and here abc is done, and now we are having x y z, so if we are done now, so we will check now, rather of checking these all characters, we have find a solution, like this is already present in this. Okay, so we will terminate the loop. Why we should go to till the end and check for the remaining characters? Because we have already found we have already concluded that s is a substring of subsequence of this t. Okay, so in this case we will return true. So yes, our termination condition, our loop condition will be like while j is less than the length of the t, and while I is less than length of the s. Okay, so now in this case we have to check, like I here here it can be e f g, more sequence can be there, and this can lead to termination. Okay, so we will check whether I length is like current value of I is equals to the length of the s. If it is, then we will return true, because in this case our I length is I value is 3, and the length of this string s is 3. Okay, only, so in this case return true if we are having a b c d e here, and now the I value would be 9, I value would be here. Now we will not encounter, because as it is finished now, so I value will be 3, and we have finished our t string, so we will not be able to move forward. So now I value is 3 and our length of the string is 4, so there is an inequality, so in this case we will return false. Okay, so I think we have understood the solution, how we are going to do it. Now let's implement this. So first of all, we will having pointer I and j, both we will set to 0. Now we will iterate till I is less than, as we have considered it to be the pointer of s, so we will consider it in for s only, s dot length and j is less than t dot. Okay, so t dot length. Okay, so this is our loop. So first we will check if s of I is equals to t of j, then in this case we will increment both the pointer I plus plus and j plus plus. In other case, what we will do, if they are not equal, then in else what we will do, we will just increment the j pointer. Okay, and after this we will check if I is equals to s dot length, we will return true. Okay, else while if they are not equal, we will return false. Okay, now let's run this. So it is accepted. Now let's submit. mm, it fails somewhere. Okay, so like s is having no character, so in this case we need to check, we need to have the, so here we have to also take care of the like edge cases. If s dot length is equals to 0, in that case we will return return true only. Okay, because it will be the part. Now let's submit, directly submit this. So yes, it is submitted successfully. Okay, so what is the time complexity? As if the length of this is n, so we or maximum, like we will have or the length of this is m, so what we will have, we will have maximum of like both true. So its time complexity will be capital O of n, where n is the maximum of the length of t among t and s. Okay, so its time complexity is capital O of n, and its space complexity, as we are not using any extra space, so it will be constant. So its space complexity will be capital O of 1. Okay, so thank you for watching.